Hello, Mile High Chiropractic Nation. This is Dr. Joel Kinch, back with another Mile High podcast, setting us up for the Mile High Chiropractic event. It's going to be September 26th through the 29th this year in beautiful Denver, Colorado. If you haven't been, you need to go to milehighchiro.org, get yourself registered. Be sure to get yourself a hotel room. We're almost out. We're a couple weeks out and we're almost running out of rooms. We don't want you to have you stay off site. So get to the website, get registered, and get ready for a fantastic weekend of chiropractic philosophy, science, and art. We pride ourselves in that, and I'm super excited to welcome Dr. David Fletcher today with CLA, who is a spearhead in chiropractic science. I'm excited to have him here for this little chat, getting you guys fired up for Mile High. So welcome, Dr. David.
Hey, Dr. Joel, fantastic to connect up with you through the many times we've met, but also for the fact that we're really, I would use the term promoting in all the best ways, getting yourself to Mile High
Yeah.
this year. It's important.
Yeah. And this is our 12th year, David. I can't believe it. It's Mile High 12.
Mhm.
It's the high noon Mile High, we're calling it this year. So we always have a theme that we go through. And the feedback we get is pretty powerful. And it's not only for docs, their teams and family and everything come on out. And the big thing that we get back is from teams, and particularly now that I'm thinking about it and have you in front of me, that a lot of the team breakouts and when they're in the room and hearing the technology like they have, I remember very specific feedback of team members going, hey, I need to get my doc looking at what it is that you provide this profession. So for those that don't know, I can't imagine that they don't know, but tell us what you and CLA are all about.
Well, it is quite surprising. We've been around in the profession, sort of being the leader of this look deeper principle for 30 years. And one of the most important things when we talk about looking deeper is that the presence of chiropractic in the community's eyes many times focuses on the structure of the spine. And one of the biggest things that we always know to move the needle towards what we know the benefit of chiropractic is to get the client, but also the practitioners and the team looking deeply into the nervous system. So CLA has dedicated its entire time to looking at scanning the nervous system. We're pretty much the scanning company. And by looking at the nervous system and measuring how the activity within the nervous system is impacted by a subluxation, but most importantly, impacted by the adjustive care that a chiropractor is doing, we can track not only where the infinitesimal changes are within the firing sequences, but we also can build incredible care plans based on the logic of what it takes to get well, not just what it takes to feel better.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. You talk about the infinitesimal changes in the nervous system. Those are the miracles,
Oh,
right?
they are. They are absolutely.
Those are the miracles.
And it's so interesting because the miracles that you talk about are present in every adjustment we deliver. And when we build the construct of having these scans built on an exam to exam basis, those summate, those infinitesimal changes summate, and we start to see the needle move. And one of the great things that you and I were chatting about just before we got on the podcast here was that one of the most important aspects is to be able to give an honest reflection to the patient of where they are headed, but what they need to do to keep that progress happening. And when you have objective findings in front of you, and we build the objective findings based on what we refer to as the RED principle. R stands for the amount of adaptive reserve that they have. And we use heart rate variability in a very refined way to look at that. The E stands for exhaustion. We know that when patients are out of alignment, I mean physical alignment, they no longer can adapt to gravity. So we look at EMG studies to look at the expenditure of the exhaustive way in which these people waste energy of just trying to live within gravity. And then we take it right down to the micro, and we start to look at the connection between the spinal nerve and the end organ through thermography. And one of the things that we've pioneered in this whole process was taking these diverse signals, which are really all neurological signals, but diverse in how they're collected and otherwise, and done some amazing analytics. And we work with some unbelievable mathematicians to score that so that we can literally present in a single number the degree or percentage of efficiency that that person's nervous system is working through. And just imagine as a practitioner that when you get a chance to have that confidence in what you're examining, delivering, and otherwise, and sharing that with your people, it's just one of these things that magnifies your retention and your confidence, but also it gives you the certainty that you're doing what you intend to do.
It's so refreshing to talk with someone, a chiropractor or anybody, when we're talking about chiropractic and you hear nerve system so often in the discussion.
Yeah. Well,
it's so refreshing.
It's crazy because we talk about the one cause, one correction, and one cure, if you will. And the reality is if you listen to Fred Barge and taking it from the BJ-isms and take it to the one cause of all subluxations, but of all changes, there is the inability to interpret ourselves in our environment. Well, to interpret ourselves, we have to have the ability not only to sense change, but to have this afferentation and efferent output measured. And Chris Kent and I, and who's speaking also is Patrick Gentempo, and the three of us worked diligently in the late 90s and early 2000s to create this model under which we could say, you as a practitioner can have this level of confidence of scanning the nervous system, identifying the subluxation, introducing a neuroplastic care plan, which is a lot different than a pathogenic care plan, and allowing the people to make quantified and qualified decisions. No longer did you have to say, you need, but it would be, you can decide. Mm-hmm. And that's a huge difference, because it then, Joel, moves it from being this doctor fixing a problem to building a relationship with whoever we're talking to and inviting them into the world of chiropractic, which we know is where those little miracles summate to make up big miracles.
Yeah. So, you and I are all dogs in this profession, and
we are.
I learned early on that if you want to truly make changes in this world and make changes in your office, you have to talk nerve system, because people come in with that preconceived notion of what it is that we're doing. We're the back doctors. We are nerve doctors. And, the short answer is, look, if your nerve system was in your left knee, I'd be known as a left knee doctor, right? I'm after your nerve system, not your spine. Yeah. It's just how we access all that. So a differentiation for you and your town and your practice and with your people is getting back to the nerve system, where the miracles happen in that nerve system.
Well, and because it's technology advances all the time. And one of the things that we are so proud of is that we've been able to integrate with now Apple iOS programming, which means that not only is it vivid and easy to operate, and it just is like, leading edge technologies, but it allows you to share it and get the digitization of their nervous system, simply put, into their hands, which means that they have this confidence to not feel like they're detached from their blood results that mean nothing to and now they can literally see a picture of what their nervous system is like. And one of our sort of hallmark comments is, we make the invisible visible, and that's huge for the way in which we can communicate chiropractic.
Yeah. Fantastic. I can't wait. You've got me fired up even more.
Well, I can't wait to come. In as talking about founding relationships, we at CLA were at the very first Mile High, and we've never missed one. And I've been invited, and I'm so honored to be invited to a number of times to speak on the stage. And I have to tell you, when I take a look at the speaker array this time, it's phenomenal. I mean, in those early days, it was pretty darn good because, we could capture the attention with about 6 or 8 of us. But now we have, I don't know how many it is, 18 or some number that's out there. But the level of and the breadth and scope of what someone is going to learn and experience at MH is fantastic in 2024. This is the one to attend if you haven't been there before. But I warn you, it's a bit addictive. Coming to Colorado in September is, part of the culture I'm in now.
Yeah, we when Danny started this and I got behind him to help push this through, we wanted a tent where every chiropractor was welcome, regardless
Yeah.
of technique, regardless of school you went to. We just wanted to have an island where everybody could get together under the tent and feel like they're home. And we pride ourselves in this, that it's a philosophy, art, and science event. And with you on stage, we absolutely check that box for having you. So thank you for agreeing to come again. I know you would come whether you were on stage or not.
Absolutely, I have.
Yeah, so before we go, I have to do it. You know, come milehighchiro.org, get yourself registered.
Absolutely.
Bring your team. I always tell people, if you can schedule 3 or 4 days on the front end or back end, it's a perfect time of year to be in Colorado to rest and recharge. We make it a little vacation. And I welcome you to do the same. You need a place to stay. My house is your house if you want an extra couple of days out here, David.
Well, it's so wonderful. And I just want to, reflect on that because for years and years and years, we held the Total Solution program up around in Florissant.
Yeah.
And if somebody hasn't traveled through Castle Rock, which is your home, and gone up into the Manitou and into Castle Rock and into Florissant after that, it is spectacular country, but there's I would say not only a peacefulness, but a sense of serenity when you get up into the high country. And so if you are at a point in your life where you're looking to convene with what is the real synchronicity in life, take an extra day and go through Garden of the Gods and everything else. It is unbelievable.
It is amazing. So I look forward to seeing you, David, in a couple of weeks.
Myself
I
as
look
well,
forward to
Joel.
everybody watching this to see you in a couple of weeks. Get ready to go. We'll see you at Mile High. Thanks again, David. As everybody out there, you know what I say, be well. See you soon.